Good afternoon and welcome to our 12 o'clock bulletin. You're watching City News with me, Lily Shepherd.
And me, Scarlett McKay-Babel. We'll be bringing you the latest news, sport and entertainment from across London.
And now for our top story.
Junior doctors across London have joined the second day of strikes, demanding for better pay and working conditions. They're picketing outside all major hospitals across the capital.
The British Medical Association, also known as the BMA, are representing the striking doctors and demanding proper negotiations with the government. Our reporter SHIVANSH GUPTA joins us from the picket lines.
SHIVANSH, where are you and what can you tell us?
Scarlett, I'm right outside UCLH, and as you can see behind me, junior doctors and members of the British Medical Association in London are picketing to demand a pay rise. Now, they're asking for a 35% increase to achieve what they're calling restorative pay to pre-2008-9 standards. As they argue, their pay has seen a 26% real terms cut due to inflation, and this has also been made worse by the cost of living crisis. Here in London, they're also demanding the government to agree on a set of mechanisms that will protect them from any more wage cuts in the future due to inflation. The 72-hour strike, which is heading into its 30th hour now, has led to the cancellation of thousands of outpatient appointments and planned procedures in London. Junior doctors make up for 40% of the medical workforce, and they have come out in large numbers here in the capital city. As you can see behind me, their chants, their songs, and they're very determined, as they tell me, to make their voices heard. Now, the treasurer of the BMA told City News that it's time for a change.
Well, the problem is that junior doctors over the last 15 years, since 2008, have taken a 26% real terms pay cut. That is, they are paid, a quarter less than they are really worth, or were worth in 2008, and we don't think that's fair.
So what's the government's take on this, Shiv, and are any talks being held?
Scarlett, I spoke to the BMA representatives in London earlier, and they told us that the strikes have not triggered any negotiations yet. On Friday, Health Secretary Steve Barclay invited the BMA to talks, but the union rejected the idea, saying that they were unacceptable preconditions. Now, the preconditions are understood to have included a compensatory payment for last year, which the BMA rejected because it is seeking what it calls full pay restoration.
Thank you, SHIVANSH. Good afternoon and welcome to our 4 o'clock show. You're watching City News with me, Lily Shepherd.
And me, Scarlett McKay-Babel. We'll be bringing you the latest news, sport and entertainment from across London.
And now for our top story. So junior doctors are continuing the second day of strikes over pay and working conditions. The British Medical Association, also known as the BMA, who are representing the striking doctors, are demanding proper negotiations with the government.
Here in the capital, thousands of hospital appointments and operations have been postponed, but patients have been reassured that emergency care is still available. Our reporter SHIVANSH GUPTA joins us from King's College Hospital with the latest update.
Hi Scarlett, right now we are at King's College Hospital, and as you can see behind me, there's a picket line. And this hospital has suffered a major blow because of the strikes. The management says that there more than 1,100 planned procedures and 3,000 outpatient appointments have been cancelled over the course of the 72-hour strike. Along with the members of the British Medical Association, the BMA, hundreds of junior doctors in London have been picketing outside various hospitals in London, demanding fair pay. Now, they want a 35% increase to achieve what they're calling restorative pay in line with the 2008-2009 standards. They also argue that their wages have seen a 26% real terms reduction due to inflation, and this has been made worse by the cost of living crisis. Earlier today, we spoke to a junior doctor picketing at UCLH, and she said that what the junior doctors are earning right now is just not enough to live in London.
The impact on doctors in London is particularly hard because it's such a high cost of living area. Rent, as everybody knows, is increasing well beyond what's affordable. And if you're earning £14 an hour, or even at the top ends of the scale for junior doctors with more than a decade of experience, £28 an hour, it's not sufficient to live by yourself or with a partner in London anymore.
Now, junior doctors, including those in London in the first year of work-based training, earn £14.09 per hour. This is lesser than £14.10 that Pret a Manger, which is a famous food restaurant chain here, that the baristas earn per hour. Now, if you look at the screen, for the year 2022 to 2023, this means that the full-time salary for a junior doctor amounts to £29,384. And according to a recent survey by recruitment firm Reed Found, workers in London say they need a wage of £65,000 a year to combat the cost of living crisis.
So Shivansh, there was a massive demonstration yesterday and you were there. What did you see and how is the morale?
Yes, Scarlett, there was a massive demonstration at Whitehall outside 10 Downing Street yesterday involving hundreds of junior doctors and members of the BMA union. Now, they received a lot of support from the public passing by, whether they were on foot or on their cars. And when we were at the picket line at UCLH earlier morning, the morale was exactly the same as you see right here at the picket line outside the King's College Hospital.
What's the response to this been?
Firstly, Health Secretary Steve Barclay has termed the demands of the BMA and the junior doctors as completely unaffordable. Secondly, a Department of Health and Social Care spokesperson said, "We have invited the BMA to enter formal talks covering pay for this current financial year and next, with new investment in pay for doctors and dentists in training. As with other health unions, in order for talks to start, all planned strike action must be called off with immediate effect. Whilst the BMA have yet to accept the offer, it remains on the table." Scarlett, I must add that the BMA have rejected the offer to hold talks, as they say that whatever the government is offering is completely not acceptable and they want a full restorative pay.
Thank you, Shivansh. So if you'd like to see more on our top story or anything else on today's show, go online to citytvnews.co.uk, or you can find us on social media on Instagram and Twitter at City TV News.